What's going on YouTube? Steven the Salon Guy here, and today's video is going to be focused on thick hair. So what I want to do is I want to really break down for you guys, what I think is going to be helpful for you so you get much more value out of it. So let's talk about thick hair, okay? Thick hair comes in all, shapes and sizes and forms and stuff. You could have, thick hair, you could have ethnic hair, Asian, Caucasian, it doesn't really matter. I mean, hair thickness is all a matter of density, right? And also the texture itself. You could have a lot of hair and have very fine hair, but having really, really thick hair could be very challenging for a lot of people. And the reason is because it's usually very heavy. And thick hair has a tendency just to weigh down flat and also not have a lot of movement. And that seems to be an issue for a lot of people. So what haircuts work best for thick hair? Now let's talk about men first. So first, style like this, right? Obviously this is a bit longer. If this hair was all one length out through here, it would just be very, very flat. A great option for people with thick hair is a lot of layers. Now, you could also have layers and leave some length, but the key is that the hair needs to be cut properly and very, very well balanced. Because even though the hair is thick, what layering does is it removes weight. That's what actual layering, the technique layering does. It removes excess weight. So it allows your hair to have movement, allows your hair to be able to have some texture, and it also is a lot lighter on your head. Even though you have a lot, it's not just weighing your hair down. So any type of haircut where you're trying to leave a little bit of length, you need to have layers. Again, here's another option with having the hair a little bit longer. This is very, very thick hair on this mannequin, but having any sort of layers and texture throughout the hair really helps as far as the thickness of it. And anytime I do haircuts like this, usually my client will say, oh my gosh, it feels so much lighter. So it depends on where you want to start the layers because, and really the end result that you want. And it's up to the stylist to really create that look for you. I can't really tell you what's going to work best for you as an individual because this really comes down to you. But anytime you have some sort of shape where you're removing weight and it's all just hanging down is going to be a best bet for thick hair on men. Here's another option. Cut it short. You know what I mean? What happens is when the hair is so thick, by having less of the hair on your head is actually easier to work with. As you can see, this is all really just shaved pretty short in through here. This side here is blended in. But the key is short hair is so much easier to style when the hair is thick because all you need to do is put a little product in, run your fingers through it, and it goes right into place. So something like my product talc or pregame or clutch or any sort of styling product works really well on short hair. So if the hair drives you crazy and you feel like it's just way too much, cut it short. But what you need to also do is you need to add some texture to it. It can't just be one glob of hair at the top of your head. You can use, and I've done a lot of videos on this where it shows how to texturize kind of shorter hair, but you need to add some sort of movement in through here so that the hair isn't just one big clump on the top of your head. Here's another example of someone with really, really thick hair. Again, a very short haircut always works best. If the hair just drives you crazy, you want something very, very easy to do. And again, it depends on the styling product. By using a gel, what that's going to do is just going to kind of mat your hair and make it look kind of like a wet look, and it's going to look very stiff. I suggest something a little more modern with some paste, something with a little more texture. Again, even if the hair is a bit short, it'll help change up the style as well. Let's talk about women's hair now. Okay, so this hair is all one length. It's extremely thick, as you can see in through here, very, very thick hair. And there's a few options that you can do for, thicker hair on if you're a woman. By having your hair all one length, I'll be honest with you, in my experience, having your hair all one length, if you do not care about styling it every day, if you really just aren't looking for layers, you're like very, very simple, keep your hair one length and make sure you get it trimmed on a regular basis, all right? Because having the hair one length means it's gonna lay its flattest, and if you have like wavy kind of, or thicker hair, obviously, or it's frizzier, the heavier the hair is, the more it's gonna lay flatter to your head, and the less chances of it kind of getting all crazy, because the hair will weigh itself down. So by having the hair one length, it's the easiest style if your hair is thick, because all you need to do is literally bring it back, put it in a ponytail. And then also, if you are going to, wear your hair down and it's one length, maybe change it up by changing the part up. Maybe flip it over a little bit. You can do simple little tricks and little things that can change up your look without having to get a dramatic haircut. So if your hair is all one length, maybe do a deep side part. Maybe tuck, one side behind your ear. Just change up the way you style it. But having it all one length is very, very low maintenance when it comes to super thick hair. All right, here's the other look, is having the hair heavily, heavily layered. All right, what that's gonna do, obviously you're gonna get a lot of volume through here, but when the hair is so thick, usually what it wants to do is it wants to weigh itself down and lay flat, but by cutting this a bit shorter, you're gonna get a lot more volume and a lot more texture in through here. So, have a style that you're embracing the thickness by creating more layers and letting the volume kind of live up in through here, and then remove a lot of that weight down in through here. Again, like a shag works great for something like that. Something like a 80s kind of rocker haircut works great on thicker hair because, it's allowing the hair to breathe, so to speak, and it's allowing the hair to have a bit more texture and movement. So yes, even though it's thick, it's not like you don't feel like you have 80 pounds of hair on your head. And also, a few really cool haircuts, undercuts. I know I've talked about them in the past, but an undercut is very, very, very easy because you're removing a lot of the excess weight underneath and you're allowing the hair to just, hang over the top of, or the sides and the back. You're removing a lot of that heaviness. So by removing it, obviously, it makes the hair a lot easier to manage. So undercuts work great, disconnected haircuts work great, bobs work great. You just have to be careful that you're not creating a shape on top of a shape. So if you have a very round face and you're creating a haircut and you have already thick hair that's making you even look fuller or your face rounder, that's not really gonna help much. So you always have to make sure that you're getting your haircut that is going to be the opposite shape of what you have. Oval faces, you can pretty much wear anything. Square face, what you need to do is you need to create a little bit of width, down into here, or looking to extend the hair a little bit, or if it's too round, you want to have a triangular shape so it's not so round. You're trying to really create the opposite of what the person has at your face shape. So with thick hair, again, a lot of times you can have really thick hair and a variety of face shapes. You just have to make sure that the haircut you're getting is going to complement that, all right? And it's going to be easier for you to manage. Again, if it's too much hair, cut it short. Get rid of it. Go low maintenance. If you want longer hair, but you want to, it's too heavy, then get layers. So it really depends on your stylist. You need to talk to your stylist, you need to talk to your barber and ask them what the best option. And if they can't figure out something, get out of that chair and run out and go somewhere else. Find an expert who knows what the heck they're talking about. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more videos with the Salon Guy.